as the Minnesota Vikings just continue to ignore the right guard issue in Drew Samia, second-year man at Oklahoma. It's not great. It's not great. Now, the simple solution would be start Brett Jones, the continually and perpetually disrespected veteran interior utility offensive lineman, or start Ezra Cleveland, the rookie second-round pick out of Boise State, who is a left tackle, but you insist is a guard. So then play him at guard. Right, so obviously those would be the easy answers, but the shiny new object is always more fun. It just is. So here are 5 free agent guards that the Vikings need to sign right now. Now this is outside of Josh Kline, as well as everyone keeps bringing up Larry Warford, except Warford opted out due to COVID, and he can't opt his way back in. So whatever. Here are the top 5 choices for us. Number 1, Ron Leary. My name is Ron. 31 years young. Former 2012 UDFA coming out of Memphis. He was a guard in Memphis. Was a 4-year starter for the Cowboys. Rock solid left guard. Part of those really good offensive lines for the Dallas Cowboys. Signed in free agency 2017 with the Broncos. 4-year, $36 million deal. Started both at left guard and right guard for them over 3 seasons. Last year posted a 74.7 PFF pass blocking grade. Just for comparison, the highest Vikings offensive line starter in pass blocking grade was Brian O'Neill at 70.2. Was cut by the Broncos, the offseason salary cap move. Hasn't really had a lot of heat in terms of free agency. He did have a tryout with the Browns back in August, but that's about it. But again, rock solid veteran, has played both left and right guard, would greatly benefit the Vikings O-line. Next up, option number 2 for the Vikings, 5 free agents the Vikings should sign. Earl Watford, so 30 years young, former Arizona Cardinal, was a 4th-round pick in 2013, coming out of James Madison, go Dukes. And since then, he's bounced around with the Jaguars, back with the Cardinals, with the Bears, with the Browns. And last year, he played in Tampa Bay, posted a 79.4 PFF pass blocking grade over 322 snaps as a spot starter for the Bucks. Played in 10 games, starting in 5. He's also a name. There you go. Next up, option number 3 of 5 guards that the Vikings should sign in free agency, BENZSCHAWEL. So now, name sounds familiar. He's a stupid Badger. Currently on the Lions practice squad, so technically not a free agent, but still, call him up, poach him. 25 years old, 2019 UDFA out of Wisconsin. Now, at Wisconsin, he was a stud. He absolutely was. He was a 2-time All-American, and a lot of people thought, hey, mid-round prospect, late-round prospect. You could have just another rock-solid Wisconsin Badger offensive lineman who they just crank out as like a machine over there. In 2018, his final season in Madison, he had an 89.3 PFF grade. So they're like, oh, here we go. Great tape. Has length, has a solid anchor. Sort of confused why he hasn't gotten the time of day. Sort of confused why he went undrafted. He was a rock star in terms of the drafting community, but also sometimes the NFL doesn't see things the same way. But also, it's possible that he's too tall for guard. Too tall for center, being at 6'6", but I mean, that's okay. Ask him to play guard. I mean, he could transition to guard from that center spot. He can be the brand new modern day Ryan Cook. He can do that. His body type is similar to Alex Boone, except he actually has talent. So there you go. And also, getting in from Detroit, you can get some intel on what Patricia and the Jabronis are doing this season. So win-win. And also, he could be more than just a stopgap. I think he actually could get into the Vikings offensive line mix long term. Next up, number 4 free agent guard that the Vikings should sign right now, Mike Person, which sounds like a fake name that just an alias that Michael Vick would check into a hotel under. But 32 years old, technically is retired. All right, so you have to check if he's so Mike Person wasn't a big guy to begin with. He was 299 pounds, but you'd also have to check in if he's had that, Matt Burke losing 70 pounds in a month right after you retire sort of diet. So no. 2011 7th round pick, spent the last 2 years with the Niners, all at right guard as their starter. Last season allowed 35 pressures and a sack, as well as posted a 60.8 run blocking grade. Was phenomenal against the Vikings in the divisional round. So cool. And is obviously familiar with the zone scheme, the Kubiak and Shanahan schemes up front. Obviously, very copacetic, have a lot of overlap there. So, yeah, also don't rule out this guy played well against scouting in terms of Mike Person. Could they coax him out? Money always talks. It does. Next up, lastly, So number 5, this one's a little bit out there, but so Greg Robinson. Now you'll remember that Greg Robinson is currently facing charges of being caught with 157 pounds of weed in February. Is facing up to 20 years in prison. But, if he beats the charges, you know. Now, he's a left tackle by trade. Remember, he was the number 2 overall pick in 2014 out of Auburn, but he's an absolute insane athlete. I think that he can transition extremely easily into the interior. 6'5", 330. He's got a great anchor. Now, it just hasn't worked out, and he's bounced around the league. Failed with the Rams. Last year with the Browns, though, he actually had his best season. He's actually solid. 68.2 PFF pass blocking grade. Only allowed 27 pressures and 5 sacks and 535 pass blocking reps. But remember, that's at tackle, not at guard. So that's decent. So Robinson, again, a lot of ifs. And also there probably could be a market if and when he does beat these drug charges. But, just make sure Greg and Holton Hill's lockers aren't next to each other because of COVID. All right, so that's it. Your thoughts, 5 guards that the Vikings should sign. Who should be on the list? Who shouldn't be on? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.